Now, Lily Cummings has been live for us throughout the morning and the afternoon, giving us an update of the floodwaters there. Lily, earlier we said that the floodwaters had not receded all the way just yet. Where do they stand now?
Yeah, Katie had mentioned to me that Airline Drive was seeing a lot of issues in Jefferson Parish, so we actually left our location where we last talked to you at Lake and West Esplanade because that water there started to recede, and we tried to head our way to Airline Drive, and it was very hard to get to where we are right now. But look at this view, you guys. This is looking towards New Orleans on Airline Drive right now. It just completely will take your breath away. You can see that traffic as people are coming down trying to get onto Airline headed towards Jefferson Parish, realizing I don't know if I should drive through that. Honestly, I wouldn't. You can see a lot of taller vehicles are trying to go through it right now. But Eric, can you show this SUV off to the left here and just how high that is on an SUV? That's incredible. So this has obviously taken on a lot of water throughout the day, and it still has not gone down. So there's a lot of traffic back behind us, backed up, folks who are leaving JP headed towards Orleans Parish on Airline right now, that are just realizing, I don't know if I can get across this. So if your 5 o'clock commute or your commute home from work includes Airline Drive, take a look at this, find a different route home. I just tweeted a photo of this just a few minutes ago, and people were already asking me, how am I supposed to get home? So this is quite a big, quite a lot of water that we're looking at right now on Airline Drive towards New Orleans. Guys?
That is jaw-dropping, Lily. When you look at it from that view, I know that I had been getting some reports from people who were trying to navigate that area. This is the entrance to the Old Metairie, Old Jefferson sort of causeway area, and that is still a mess. That water does not appear to be going anywhere. So I think that there are people are going to have a lot of questions about why that is. Can people access the neighborhoods right there? I know that they can probably get around the other way, but there are some neighborhoods back in that area, and I wonder if people
Katie, there's some homes here, there's some houses here to our left that look like they've taken on a significant amount of water. So, you know, we weren't really sure what the Airline area looked like until you mentioned it's kind of bad, we should get over there. And now getting this kind of higher view, we're up on a bridge right now, being able to look down at it is, like you said, it's jaw-dropping, it's crazy.
Well, you know, I'm just really curious at that SUV that was driving through, because it seemed like every inch that he took that the water just went higher and higher. Did they make it through, or did the vehicle stall?
I think he made it through. Oh, Eric, did he stall? He did stall, Eric, saying, oh my goodness, this man is on top of the roof of his SUV right now, y'all.
Oh, can you show us that live?
Eric's going to try and give you all, Eric's going to try and give you all a better look at what's happening here.
That's the vehicle we just saw.
Oh no,
yes.
His door, and he opened his door, and as you can see, that's letting water in the SUV. Oh my goodness.
That's a bad situation.
We as he was going through, we watched this happen live. As he's going through, he was pushing through the water, and I could see the water going almost over, just as high. It was going all the way to the front of the vehicle. I'm a little lost for words here. And at some point, I'm wondering, does he not realize that you cannot make it through this? And this is exactly why we tell you to turn around, because this can happen. Also, you don't necessarily know where you're driving. Right. So you could have been driving into what could have been a ditch on the side of the road. You never know. But now, this is literally
a pothole. Or a pothole.
Or a pothole.
Lily, also, you know, what did the rest of Airline Drive look like?
So I did take a peek before y'all came out to me to look more towards the Jefferson Parish side of things, since that's kind of where I've had my focus today. Katie, I will tell you, the JP side of things seems to look a lot better. And like I said, there's just a line of traffic coming from JP into Orleans Parish where people are trying to get across Airline now. So that's backed up significantly. And then you all can probably see the on-ramp coming onto Airline off of I-10 there. That is really backed up now at this point, because I think people are getting off work and realizing There's also a lot of cars down below y'all. I will tell you that one guy, when we got out here, his car must have stalled earlier in the day. He was asking us, he was like, can you give me a jump? And I don't know how to get down there to him from where we're at. I mean, that's kind of the predicament that we're in right now.
Yeah, that is a very tenuous situation with people trying to drive through that water that doesn't appear to be going anywhere. We saw one person live on TV stall out, and now these other people are trying to work their way through. As Lily just mentioned, traffic is having a difficult time getting off the interstate to head on to Airline because there is a significant amount of water. This is on the Orleans Parish side, you said, right, Lily? Right by Tulane Avenue?
Yes. So this is if you're making your decision whether you want to go, to the West Bank or to Tulane Ave. This is right where we're at. And I will tell you all that it did take us a while to get up to where we're at. You kind of have to meander your way through Mid-City, around Costco and all that good stuff, because there are several roads even in Mid-City getting here that were flooded. So we're now on some higher ground, like I said, up here on this bridge.
I personally think they just need to shut this area down, because if you look at it and what just happened,
I
can
know.
happen to a lot of these vehicles.
Why is it not barricaded?
Yeah, it almost seems like that exit from the interstate should be shut off at this point. They have the Carrollton underpass that's been shut down throughout the day. It makes you wonder if it's water related to this situation right here.
Jumping over the median there, Eric, can you see that gold sedan jumping over the median? I think they're trying to turn around, which, I mean, is the smart thing to do, but on a low car, getting over that median's difficult.
I believe this is Orleans Parish. It is where you are heading toward Jefferson Parish.
Right. This is right at the line.
Right at the parish line between Jefferson and Orleans parishes. As you're coming out off of the flyover ramp next to Carrollton Avenue. And then this is also the exit coming off the interstate in that whole area where Airline, Carrollton, all of that is. The cars that are moving toward us right now are heading toward Jefferson Parish.
Now, is that vehicle just stalling in front of you, Lily? Would you see a woman that gets out of her car here?
Which color? Black?
White vehicle. We see a woman outside of her car, and we don't know necessarily that vehicle stalled earlier. Were there any issues?
No, Charisse, I think she's up on the median, and I think people are realizing when they're coming off the I-10 exit, and so they're moving either onto the median or trying to turn around on that median.
Right.
Although it looks like she may have hit that light pole. I'm not sure. She's pretty close to it, so
she looks pretty
I'm
worked
not sure
up
if
as
we
well.
can zoom in a little bit to that.
And the man behind her may have run into her. I don't know. It may have been a car accident situation because of this extensive flood water.
Yeah.
That will be an additional traffic tie-up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, she is dealing with some issues. I think that's an area that does need to shut down, because the more that people go through there, they don't know necessarily what they're going into. And you have situations like we saw live, someone stalling out, and people trying to jump the neutral ground, trying to get across so they can go back into Orleans Parish. But it's a predicament that you can be in anywhere in the city right now, because the flooding, it left no one, as I mentioned, unscathed.
And Lily, you said farther up Airline toward Jefferson Parish. Is that area clear now, or is there still water?
It looks clear from my vantage point, Katie. We're gonna spin around here and see if we can give you all a better view of what's happening more on that side of things, but it just looks like there's a lot of traffic that's backing up, because people, again, are coming to this big body of water and realizing, oh, I can't go that way. And also down below us now, okay, so we are now facing the line of traffic that's heading from JP into Orleans Parish. You can see that backing up on Airline Drive. And then down below us, you can even see the water in the canal, how fast that's rushing below us. That's crazy as well, and shows you just how high the water is.
That is, I have not seen the water that high since we've had hurricanes. We heard the Sewerage and Water Board say that there are higher levels of water around drainage pumping stations 1, 3, and 6, and some of those pumping stations may be that may be what we're seeing the result of right now.
Yeah, and it's because it stopped raining about 2 or 3 hours ago.
And I know I told y'all, Hang on, I see some cars just hit some water further down Airline, so I'm not making any promises that all of Airline is clear at this point, especially because earlier today we were at Airline and Williams Boulevard and they had that closed off. But as far as, you know, kind of the naked eye can see from our vantage point, it looks clear in the JP side, but again, I'm not positive that all of Airline is looking better at this point.
Well, we did hear from Parish Councilman Scott Walker that some businesses at the end of Causeway did take on some water today. So I'm wondering whether or not that water has receded yet or not, because that would be the area that would be, you know, headed toward Jefferson Parish, down from exactly where you're talking about. So people, it appears people are getting out of their cars.
Yeah.
They're just stopped on Airline at this point because of how deep the water is there.
Well, I mean, you can't move really.
Yeah,
and
they don't know what to do.
Yeah, you're kind of stuck in the position that you're in right now, and this is why that area probably needs to be shut down. But this is what we were talking about earlier, about the water that's still standing. It's been a few hours. We've been up here since the rain has stopped, and that water is still standing, and at that level where you can watch an SUV stall live on television, and it seems like other vehicles are stalling as well and causing these traffic backups. So I wonder if first responders are aware that this is even high at this point.
Yeah, I don't know, but you know, the canal, it has a ton of water flowing through it.
Right.
That may be an indication that the pumps are working to get it out. I don't know. We're going to have to get those answers from the Sewerage and Water Board, but take a look at this. Look how high the water is in that canal. That's not something that we see every day. It is down below the bridge.
Right, and as of right now, Katie and Charisse, to answer your question about first responders and do they know it's that high, I personally haven't seen any, you know, NOPD, JPSO, no one is coming to block off this area of Airline in particular. So really there's no warning for these drivers that are either coming off of I-10 or coming down Airline thinking they're going to get into Orleans Parish. There's really no warning. So as you can see, obviously these cars turning around and getting backed up.
Wow.